welcome to your stretch. You can use this video anytime during the week, or you can use it after a workout. So we're gonna stretch the whole body. I'll have you just go ahead and start by lying down on the floor and bringing your back into the ground and relaxing. Pull your knees in and just hold those knees into the chest for a little bit. A couple breaths in through the nose and exhale through the mouth or the nose. And as you start to relax your body, go ahead and take one leg out to the floor. Good. Keep that opposite knee nice and tight. And you're going to feel a hip stretch right in this hip area. Good. We're going to take the same hand. So whichever knee is in, you're going to take that same arm to the side, like capital T, and just push your palm down into the floor. Keep that shoulder down. With your other hand, you're just going to guide this knee over to the other side of the body. Now, a couple things. You can tuck the toes right alongside the inside of your knee, or you can let that foot cross, depending how flexible you are. But number one, you want to make sure the shoulder stays in contact with the floor. So you're going to feel that hip getting a great stretch, your back getting a great twist, and keep your chest open. Your eyes follow where your fingers are on that extended arm. And just breathe. And I want you to settle into the floor as heavy as you can. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and let go. And then we'll guide the knee back into the chest, and we'll go ahead and switch your knees. So take your other knee in and just, again, hug that knee in. You're going to feel a nice release. You can even pull the knee towards your shoulder and just find your breath. Settle the weight of your body to the floor. Especially if you're really tight and tense and you tend to tense up your body, try to just relax. And then again, take that same arm out to the side, palm down. Take this hand across and just guide that knee over. You can tuck the toes or take the toes to the floor. Look over your shoulder towards that hand. And pressing that hand into the floor, you're going to guide this knee over. So you're moving your hand and your knee in opposite directions. And just breathe here. Settle in. And then we'll come back to the center and bending both knees. So now we're going to take a little bit deeper stretch in the glutes and the hips. So we're going to take one leg, cross it over your opposite thigh. So that ankle's right below your knee, or actually above your knee. Push this knee open. So you can even use your hand and press. You'll feel that stretch here increase. And keeping your abs engaged, relaxing. If this is enough for you, you might hang out here, all right? If you don't feel it enough, I want you to raise that bottom foot. Take your hands, clasp them underneath your knee, and pull that knee towards you as you push this extended knee away from you. So the more you push it away, the deeper you'll feel the stretch. And if you want to make it even more challenging, take your fingers on top of your shin, clasp your fingers, and now keep your shoulders down. You're really going to feel this. If it's too much, back off. Return to the previous options. And really focus on the release of your weight of the body to the floor. And then take that foot down, uncross, and let's switch legs. Take that other ankle across that thigh, push this knee open. And again, you can just simply stay here. Feel the opening of that hip and breathe. If you want to increase, go ahead and bring that bottom foot up, clasp your fingers behind that leg, and pull that knee in as you push the bent knee away from you. And just breathe, relax. Keep challenging it. As you feel your body get a little bit more used to it, you can always pull your knee closer as you push your other knee further. And of course, our most challenging position is to clasp your fingers right on top of your shin, but making sure to drive your shoulder blades down into the floor so you're not lifting up here, you're pushing down. So it gets a bigger stretch. And again, always revert back to the previous positions if you need to. Great, so go ahead and bring both feet down. We're gonna rock yourself up to seated position, and we're going to touch the bottoms of the feet together. So we're going to do something called the butterfly pose. I'll turn towards you. Opening the knees out to the side. So a couple options too. If you're not very flexible yet, you could slide your feet a little bit further away from you, and you want to make it more of a challenge, bring them in. Lift your chest up nice and tall. Take your hands to your ankles and just breathe here. When you exhale, try to lean forward, and you're going to feel the stretch right in that inner thigh area. Yep. You can grab hold of your toes, your ankles, wherever feels comfortable. This is not really a big deal. What I want you to do is you push your knees open as far as you can. So if your knees are in your ears, really try to push them down. It doesn't matter, you might be starting there, and that's okay. We all start somewhere. And then bring yourself forward if you can. Think of pulling your belly button towards your heel. So you don't want to round like this. You want to actually extend your chest forward as your belly button is aiming towards the ankles. And if you can reach your knees with your elbows and you want more, resist the knees coming up as you push down and hold, but breathe. Find a comfortable space so you can breathe and relax into the breath. You'll hold here, a little more breath, and relax, good. So let's come up and take the knees together. Actually, let's come into a hands and knees position first. So your hands are under your shoulders, your abs are pulled up, your knees are hip distance apart. What I want you to do is just pull your abs up as you round your back into a cat stretch, pressing your hands to the floor, and then you're gonna reverse as you lift up. Good. And then again, round up, pulling your belly button to the spine, chin to the chest, and then you're gonna lift up. And now let's add the breath. We're gonna exhale, pushing the belly up to the spine, round your back. Inhale as you scoop up, lift the tailbone in the chest, shoulders out of your ears. One more time, push, breathe, and then all the way back up. And then let's come into a neutral spine, tuck your toes, and then raise your hips up. Let's do a little downward dog. So what I want you to do is walk your hands forward. Your feet are separated, and you're gonna push your tailbone to the sky as your head drops between your arms. Now you could bend the knees if it's too tight of a stretch, but the focus is to try to get your heels to the floor. Now if this feels good, you could go ahead and bend one knee as one heel lifts up, and then you alternate sides. So this is called walking the dog. You're just stretching one calf out at a time. The back of that leg is getting a great stretch. And down. Let's do one more. Good. And then press both heels down. Now soften your knees, pull your belly in, and you're going to walk your hands back to your feet. And just feel the stretch here. Just let yourself hang. If you can't reach the floor, just take your hands to your shins. And then bend the knees more if you need to walk your hands back out. So we're going to go out to a plank position. Walk your hands further out, actually a little further out than your shoulders. Good. Press your heels back, and then engage your abs, and just start to crawl your hands back again. And release down. Feel that stretch here in the back of the legs. Keep your heels on the floor. We're going to walk out again. We'll do this 2 more times. So you should feel a big, long stretch. Lengthening everything. Press your heels behind you. Lengthen the crown of your head forward. Engage your abs and crawl back. On your palms of your hands, your fingertips, whatever works. You're just taking your hands as close to your feet as you can. Let your head hang. Can you go a little bit closer to your thighs? Now walk your hands out one more time. Keeping your abs locked. Really dropping the shoulders out of your ears. Press your heels back. And then again, walk back. Last one. Feel that stretch. Enjoy that stretch. Even though sometimes it's tight, it's tense, you just breathe and do your best. Now bend the knees more. Take your hands to your thighs. Pull your belly in and roll yourself up very slowly, very carefully. And then all the way up to the top. So we're going to face forward. How are we doing? All right, so what I want you to do is if you need to grab hold of a chair or a wall for balance, go ahead. You're going to take this outside foot and just tuck your heel to the glute. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what that looks like. So you're going to, again, you can grab the top of the foot, the ankle, whatever you can. Hold on to, pull your knees in line, pull the heel up, and feel like this hip is pushing forward. So you're going to feel the stretch all the way down the front of this thigh. At the same time, I want you to lift your chest, keeping the bottom foot grounded. So it's a 2-part move. It's pulling the heel up, at the same time tucking your hip forward. So it's a pull and tuck. At the same time, you'll feel that stretch get a little bit deeper. And then carefully release it, don't fall. And we'll go to the other side. So again, hold on to that chair, you can switch sides. Pull that other foot up behind you, slide your knees in line, lift your chest, pull the heel up, tuck your hip under, and hold. Now if you don't have something and you feel good with balance, you can always take your hand on your hip. You can take the arm up, out to the side, doesn't matter, as long as it helps you balance. Now again, lift up tall with your chest, pull the heel up, tuck your hip under, and just breathe. So really feel this stretch. It should feel good. And then we'll take it down, good. So just place those feet down. Let's stretch the upper body a little bit. So take one arm out to the side. We're going to bring it across the chest, and with your other arm, go ahead and hook and bring it in. Drop your shoulder out of your ear. Lift your chest nice and high, and you should feel a nice stretch here in that shoulder. So we'll just hold here and breathe. Should feel really good. Shoulders get a lot of work. They hold a lot of stress as well. Good. And then we're going to take that arm up over your shoulder and pull the fingers between the shoulder blades and pull that elbow back. So from the back, make sure that the fingers are between the shoulder blades and then drive that elbow behind you to really feel the stretch. You should feel it right here in the back of that arm. And keep your chest lifted. Try not to fall forward. Awesome. And then we'll release that arm and take the other arm out. Take it across your chest, hook it, and drop the shoulders. You raise your chest. Good. Nice and deep stretch. You can even bring that arm a little bit further across you. Continuing to lift your chest up as your shoulder drops down. Great. And then we'll take that same arm, raise it up over your shoulder, take the fingers between the blades. With your other hand, pull this elbow back, lift your chest, give me a proud stance, good posture. Feet are grounded, knees are soft, belly is braced. And again, in the back of that arm, you're getting a great stretch. Now we're going to release it, taking your feet together. I want you to take your fingers, clasp and pull them to the sky. I'll step back a little bit so you can see. You're going to grab one wrist with your other hand, and you're going to pull that arm up straight, and you're going to reach it over to the side of the room. Press both feet equally into the floor as you pull this arm. It's like you're trying to lengthen the side of the body up and over you, like a little arc motion, and then push your hips away from that arc. So you're going to push the hips in the opposite direction of the fingers. Awesome. And come back up. That should feel big side stretch. Good side stretch. Grab the other wrist and drive it over. Long arm. Reach, reach, reach. And then start to push your hips to the other side. Pushing your feet into the ground. Just getting a big stretch. It should feel good. And keep your arm right over your ear so that you're not collapsing forward. I know there's a lot to remember. Don't worry, you're doing it. Bring it up. Last but not least, take your arms back. Option one, first I want you to step your feet out. For a chest opener, just feel like your back of your hands are coming back towards each other. Open your chest and raise your chin up just a bit. So what you should feel is you should feel a nice stretch across your chest and shoulders. If that doesn't feel enough, reach your fingers together behind you and pull your knuckles towards the floor. All right, open up the chest, eyes up. And if your knuckles can't touch, your palms can't touch, you'll just stay there. If you can bring the palms closer together, has a lot to do with your shoulder mobility. If you can bring your palms together and just breathe, really open across your chest. This helps your posture. And then we'll release it, take a deep breath in, exhale down, and you did it. Well done on your stretch.